Hey, we're Saints. We're back. Father Chris, Deacon Greg. No days off, baby. We're about ready to get into the summer hiatus around here. And that means for us, downtime.
Yeah,
No days off.
I know. That's why I'm laughing. If by downtime you mean preparation, planning, study, doing all the things that we need to, we might shift. It might look different, but it doesn't mean that we're a downtime.
No. But that's a really good, important, interesting thing.
Yes.
I mean, we do take vacations. Thank God. We get a certain amount of days per year, and we should probably take more for the sake of health and all the rest of that stuff. But, there are so many things going on, so many beautiful things we have to do. And it made me think about, we were talking about it with our team, and I'm going to just say it. I hope I don't offend you, but our sweet Aaron was like, let's talk about summer slump when people vanish and, the Sunday. So throughout, here's what started it. Sorry, I don't mean to call you out, but really, here's the thing. You know this. You were there. You saw it. But in Lent, packed. Holy Week, packed. Thomas Sunday, which is the Sunday after Pascha, not packed.
Thomas wasn't there.
He wasn't. Only the 11. Very well done. So beautiful people. Come. We've seen the Lord. That was good. That was good. Will they believe without seeing? Because blessed are those.
But blessed, I mean, you gotta do it.
That's really funny.
Sorry.
I'm so proud of me. That was great.
You did great. Proud of you too. But it's something that happens every year.
Yeah.
Right? Like there's this huge push. There's this huge push. Everyone's there. Palm Sunday is ridiculous. Holy Friday, you can't Holy Friday looks like Palm Sunday now. And then you get a little bit diminishing, and then you get to Thomas Sunday, and it's like, where y'all at? And it's natural, but it's something that we still need to fight through because the stuff is not gonna go away that we're getting fed by. Right. Or the need for us to be fed.
Well, I think, one of the things, and we discovered it in within our team as we were helping prepare people for baptism and chrismation, and it may have been my fault. It probably was my fault from the outset that, it's natural to seem like as we are going through Lent and going through Holy Week, and as we are preparing just, as Orthodox Christians and as warrior saints, we build up to baptism. And then when we hit baptism, it's the finish line. And it made us realize that really we've been framing it wrong and we needed to reframe it. And that baptism and chrismation is not the end. It's not the finish line, right? It's the beginning line. And we use that metaphor of a marathon, that you have to run miles and you have to train and eat right and get the right shoes and sleep and have a trainer or whatever, and you practice and you run your miles so that when the gun goes off at the start of the marathon, that's the baptism. You've prepared for it. Now it's the rest of life.
Yeah. And while it's natural to think that, to not think of it that way, it's natural for us to think Pascha came, it's this big moment, and now I'm going to get to rest since we've gone through and we've done all the work. No, now the work begins.
Right.
Now the new life that we're seeing has just started. And the summer becomes an opportunity for us to really put that into action. Because when there are less opportunities for us to get out there and do what we need to be doing and to be fed by what we need to be fed by, it means that we have to chase after all of those opportunities, because now is where the rubber meets the road. Now is your opportunity to say, if I really want it, am I willing to still do the work to get out there and get it?
Right. Yeah. It's interesting. It's kind of like there was Pascha sets a deadline. And when you meet the deadline, then you can rest and relax. And I mean, we took Monday off, right?
Yeah.
We had a funeral on Tuesday, but so I get that part of it, but it's like, that old meme, there's a meme out there where it shows a young kid in high school climbing the mountain, and it gets to graduation and he reaches the top and he's like, yay. And then it's like a stick figure, and then all of a sudden the next clip of the cartoon, it goes down, and he's like, what? And then it shows you, in the last picture, life basically. And it's just a series of hills where, high school graduation, college graduation, first job, marriage, kids, and that's just but there's
It just keeps going.
Mhm.
It just keeps going. I mean, and that's the cycle of life. Life is cyclical.
Yeah.
And the beauty of the cycle is we're given more and more opportunities to level up in that cycle
Yeah.
and keep pushing through it and not just sitting there, right? Like to your point, you say this all the time, that sometimes that reloading of your battery, i.e. the rest, is part of the work so that you're refreshed so you can actually do what you need to do.
Right.
That's fine. But you can't just sit. You can't just stop at the point of rest.
Right.
You have to keep moving.
Yeah.
You can have your Noah moment, and then you get beyond that and you keep moving and you keep doing what you need to be doing, because otherwise you're not going to have any growth.
Right. You don't stop.
You don't
Can't.
stop. Can't stop, won't stop. Get it.
No.
All right.
So it manifests itself in a lot of ways. Like even we were picking on our beautiful people, our warrior saints here in our parish. I mean, like we do a lot of outreach and ministry and service. And one of the things we do is we help support one of our local food kitchens. We take a group down there monthly, right? Basically it's monthly. We go down there as a group and we just literally feed. We help them cook, prepare, and serve meals to homeless people. And this last time, because it was the Sunday after Pascha, he got 3 signups. You know what I mean? Like, and we need whatever. That's not good.
No,
it's not good because that's the real stuff we need to be doing is taking care of those in need. I mean, that's the call of the gospel, anyways. And so we can't slouch on our duties as Christians, even when the temptation feels tempting.
Yeah. So what are some practical ways that we can overcome that? What are some ways that you implement in your life to get beyond that and actually overcome that?
Yeah. Well, great question. It's the one that, an internal question that many churches and pastors are asking, thinking personally. So I have a confession to make. There are some Sundays I don't want to go to church.
Yeah.
I don't feel good every Sunday, or I don't feel like it every Sunday. I mean, I'm a human being too, and in my own sinfulness, and I get cold, I get sick, I get cold, get the sick, I get a cold and feel sick. I mean, that stuff happens, right? And so some Sundays I don't want to go.
Yeah.
But my practical point to overcome that is the reminder that I have a duty. Now, look, I don't have a duty first because I am a priest, nor because I am a pastor of a community. My duty first is because I am a warrior saint and an Orthodox Christian. And that's just what we do.
Yeah.
Now, it doesn't hurt, the cause that I'm the priest and I have to go do the service, but that's not my first call. Same thing with coming to Bible studies.
Right.
I read scripture every day and I love it. So it's, usually pretty easy for me, but some days I don't want to. And I remind myself, I have a duty and a responsibility to learn, right? I can't skip Bible studies, it's our, and final part of that, like the empowering other people is to serve. And one of the this, Deacon, I mean, we ask our people, to do very few things to be members of our community. And one of them is, is giving back. And yes, that certainly means tithing. But beyond that, we always say, like, we want your hands. I mean, i.e. serving the food at the soup kitchen. I mean, we have got to be an inside out approach. Isn't that what Covey said? Is that how he called it? An inside out approach. So rather than thinking whatever's out there, what can it do for me? It's the reframe of what can I do for out there? And, I mean, the gospel calls us to be inside out. I mean, that's where Covey got it anyways, right? It's just to say outward looking. Anyways, so sorry, long answer to your short question. First thing I do is to remind myself it's my duty.
Yeah.
And it's not negotiable. I don't know. What do you do?
Similar. We used to have, at one point we ran this like hashtag I am a warrior saint campaign for people to put on their social media and put it on Instagram. And we were putting things in the e-blasts and all of that with all these images. I keep trying to remind myself hashtag I'm a warrior saint.
Yeah.
So real practical application. We have a new baby. The kid gets up in the middle of the night. Yeah. And we have options. Option A is we can both lay there quietly waiting to see which one of us flinches first to get the baby. Option B is we're handling it as a rotation. That's what we've agreed to. So if it's my turn to be up, it's my turn to be up. I hear the baby. I don't wait. I get up.
Yeah.
Don't want the kid to wake up the rest of the house.
Yeah.
You know, and it's the same thing with taking out the garbage. It's the same thing with I keep walking past the same toy that needs to be put away. Am I going to keep walking past it? And that's just at home. You then take that and you expand that out. But home is the place where we get to practice it.
Yeah.
Church becomes another place where, and our community, where we are able to practice it.
Yeah.
It starts at the community at home. It grows to the community at large at church, and then it grows to the community at large. And for me, looking for those opportunities to actually put it into practice and overcome my inherent desire and natural temptation to not do what I'm supposed to be doing. But there has to be some type of personal drive to it. And that's the other thing that I keep reminding myself. It is not going to happen by happenstance. Did you ever see the Robert Townsend movie Meteor Man in the 90s?
I did not. I know the one, but I did not see it.
It was terrible. Like absolutely horrible. But one of the coolest things is after he got hit by a meteor, he had the ability where if he picked up a book and just had his hand on the book, then all of a sudden he was able to have, for a few seconds, everything that was in that book in his brain. And life doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
There is no such thing as osmosis. I am not going to learn scripture by keeping it next to my bedside table unless I crack it open and read it.
Right.
I am not going to. So there has to be that personal
Yeah.
push and drive. And the only one who can control that is me. So it takes that mental shift to actually get out there and do what needs to be done.
Yeah. Another one that you made, something you said earlier made me think about is what I call the mission control panel. And I detail this in my forthcoming book. I'm still working on it. But, in learning to find the freedom of time, I allow my calendar to be my master. Let me say this. I am the master of my calendar and also its slave. And so what I mean by that is that on Monday night, I write on my calendar, what I'm going to do Tuesday. And I color code it so different appointments have different, categories and all that kind of stuff. And Tuesday, I'm a slave. Just do what it says. I follow. I just execute. And it's been very helpful for me. Then again, Tuesday night, I become master once more and plan Wednesday and so on. But it can't, as you all know, everybody knows, you can't just do it the night before. That's certainly helpful. But really, we plan our calendars a year out. And obviously, then we come down quarterly and even monthly. And one of the things that I think people can do is that they just make a commitment to themselves that I am going to go to Bible, like I'm using it as an example, to church once a week on Sundays, and more because there are some people who like to come more. I'm going to come to one Bible study per week, which we have many, and I am going to do some kind of ministry outreach once a month at a minimum, and plug it in your calendars, and then just execute. Allow yourself to take that thought off. So that to me that was very helpful when I kind of figured that out. A friend of mine who I studied under, Stephen Kotler, he does a lot of work with neuroscience. He came up with that idea of, he called it the mission control panel, mission control center, whatever he called it. And I adapted it and just took it and ran because it's great. It was helpful. It's been very helpful for me. Just execute.
Yeah. Nike.
Just do it.
Just do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good.
What else? I don't know. Tell me a story. Tell me a story that never ends.
The story that never ends is that you fall down, you get back up. You just keep pushing. You keep going with everything. Nothing's going to keep you down.
I was going to say they knocked you down, but
I got right back up again. But the point of all of it, I mean, the story that never ends is this story that we're talking about. There's always going to be that temptation to quit on it.
Right.
And there are always going to be ample opportunities presented to you to quit on it. But life is about choice. Scripture shows us two paths, and we're called to choose one. And the way that we are called to choose means that when those opportunities to quit on it present themselves, don't quit. Keep moving, keep going,
Yeah.
and keep rolling.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, it's interesting you bring that up too. I'm reading a book right now, and I actually was reading this morning a chapter who's talking about that kind of stuff. You know, because when things do, he said it in a kind of a trite way, but you know, when things do get difficult, the temptation is to quit. But then he said, and I've forgotten the author's name, forgive me, I've forgotten the title of the book. It's an audiobook, so I don't see it in my hands to remember. But he said I'm paraphrasing poorly, forgive, all famous or all rich people, whatever he was talking about, they took one step after they wanted to quit when everything went right. So what he was saying was that they were at the end, they were ready to quit. And they said, all right, just one more step. And then boom, you know, like, so thinking about all of those of us who have quit and not achieved our goals or whatever we want, now we're totally in a different direction, but like, we just needed that one extra step. And I guess the question is, well, when do you hit your goal and you don't take that till you die? Right. That's when you quit, right?
You'll never know which of those extra steps were the one that you needed until you've taken it.
Right. You have to believe it.
Yeah.
That it will happen. You don't ever stop believing.
It's like my friend the Loch Ness Monster says, believe in yourself.
That's a kid's song, isn't it?
No.
What's that?
It was a magnet that I saw at a store once and I thought was funny.
You can't bring magnets in. This is a song game. I threw Journey at you and you magnets. All right.
All right. Great stuff.
It's not great stuff. I feel like a little disparate. Like we need more. There's something still hunkering inside of me.
Well,
hankering.
What is that?
What's that word? I don't know. All right, we can be done.
You have a longing?
It's a burning yearning. We'll be back when we're more sane. But we love you people. You should check out the Academy. And we'll see you Sunday. As always, keep walking on the way of the warrior saint.